Greetings, fellow gamers. I wanted to make a quick video for people who are going to be playing the TDM Draft League, just going over some of the maps for anyone who's new. I definitely recommend running around on all these maps yourself just to help learn them, but I thought I'd go over some of the most important parts of all the maps real quick. So I'm starting on Purgatory. First map on the list, and I'm starting here in the quad room. Obviously, it's really important to always know where quad is. On this map, there is also a battle suit, so that's also just as important or more compared to quad, but good to know it's here. And this is kind of like one side of the map has quad, and the other far side of the map is going to have the battle suit. So from here, there's kind of 3 different ways you can go. Down there goes to the basement, which has a mega, which we'll see here. There's mega. Going up there will kind of lead towards where the railgun is. And then this way leads to the grenade launcher. We're above the mega, and the red armor room down here. So one of the things, and then this is that same basement down below with the mega over there. And then this way will take us over here to the railgun. That's the same basement. There's a little jump pad here that gets you above rail. This can be a good position to try to swoop down, hide with a rocket up there, grab this railgun, and you see we're back at the quad. There's also a really important little corridor with windows here that you can use to kind of rain down fire safely towards the red armor. So this whole kind of loop of the map winds up being really important. Basically, you want to get this red. The shaft is right here next to the red, so that's a really important gun, and then the rail is not too far away, and those are kind of the most important items on the map, and you can even grab this mega, which is pretty good. Alright, so there's a teleporter down here, which is going to take me towards the battlesuit side of the map, which has the lava, and you see back here I'm back towards the red. So just again to clarify, down here in the basement, teleporter, which brings me sort of towards the battlesuit. Okay, so then here there's a yellow armor, and then this little route has a rocket. Again, this rocket's really nice for attacking battlesuit, which is right here. So you see battlesuit's quite precarious to get. There's lava everywhere. Once you grab it, you're safe from all this lava, but if you're on it early, somebody can just knock you into that lava really easily if they grab this rocket or have, another gun to push you back. So this is the battlesuit room, and again, that's where we just came from. That path goes towards that yellow room and the grenade launcher and the red armor over there. And then, so this is kind of the backside room. We're back at the railgun over here. This is that little water pathway. And there's just another yellow here and a shotgun. So kind of general strategy is you want to be getting this railgun and controlling the red armor and the shaft. Try to swoop up these yellows in that mega if you can, and then with your whole team make a coordinated attack from both sides on the battlesuit, and then also on the quad. You can kind of come from both sides on the quad. So anyway, that's Purgatory. Just want to do a quick overview. There's a couple different routes. I think I got most of the really important ones, but yeah, run around these maps yourself to learn them. But yeah, that's it. Let me go to the next map on the list.
Vote now. Vote passed.
Okay, so here we have Deep Inside. I don't know why these textures aren't properly loading for me, but alright, let's just start at the quad room. So I'm going to make my way there. Okay, so, alright, so the quad is going to spawn here. And so this is, one of the most important rooms. You can see from quad, there's this jump pad from the sort of basement area. So a lot of times, when quad is about to come up, you'll see somebody last minute trying to swoop in and grab it from this jump pad. But this side of the map is really important because quad is right here where you can defend it. And then railgun is right here, and rail is really, really good on this map. It's hard to attack this high ground. You got to go up a jump pad, makes you easy pickings for getting shot with the rail. So this whole kind of area of the map is where the sort of more in control team will try to sit, and we just heard quad spawns right there. So again, I'll go over the basement area a little bit more later, but just below the rail there's a mega, and this teleporter just brings you out right there. So that's this is again, this rail is super important. It's important on every map, but especially on this map. All right, so this is a kind of like the rocket room, and this is going to bring us over towards the red armor. Again, that's another route into the basement down there. And the red armor is going to be right here. There's a grenade launcher there, and there's some health here too, which is really important. So this red, kind of like a strategy you can do on this map, that's a jump that is it's not super difficult. It's mostly about landing on the very edge of here to make it. You don't have to get a super good jump as long as you land on the edge, but it's a pretty important jump to make because it gives you this high ground position. But anyway, you know, a thing a team can do is they can be grabbing this railgun and then pushing in with rails and stuff into this red armor room to secure the red armor while kind of holding this high ground the whole time. And they have good position on Mega, so this top floor has a lot of good stuff. Again, this is another route down into the basement, which I'll go over in a second. And again here, this is where I spawned actually, this yellow. This is kind of like the central room, it's called if you look at the top right of the screen, but it just has a shotgun and it's kind of like a connector. Like this way is going to bring us back towards rail. Again, this way is going to bring us towards red. That way goes to the basement. There's a drop down to the basement. This way is going to bring us to quad. And this way is going to bring us to the other rocket room. This is they call this a weak rocket on the top right room names. Anyway, and again another route into the basement here, and there's a yellow armor here, and again this yellow is right next to quad. So, you know, this quad room, like I said, you got rail not too far, you got Mega not too far, you have a yellow over here, and you have a decent position to push in to attack that red room. So that whole area is really nice. So then, okay, let's go look at the basement. So this basement, basically, it just has a couple different routes that bring you to areas where you can take a jump pad back up to sort of the main top level. So here, if you remember, this was that, they call it strong rocket in the game, but and up there was the red armor. So this is like another route to get back up there. And if we look over here, so lightning gun is the one really important gun that's in the basement. This again goes to that central room there and the red armor here. And you know, so you can kind of use this to make a sneaky play. This is going to go to that weak rocket room that we saw, where there's the yellow there and the quads up there. Here's the lower yellow, kind of an out of control item, but you're still pretty vulnerable to attacks from up top, potentially. There's a shotgun here, which can be really nice for grabbing this if you just need a gun to take this jump pad up into the quad room. Again, you can try to use that to like steal the quad. If you're holding quad room, you got to be expecting people coming up this jump pad. And then the last basement area is this Mega that we talked about earlier that has the teleporter to get to here. So anyway, that's deep inside. I think I covered most of the important routes. Let's move on to the next map, which is going to be Ragnarok.
Vote now. Vote passed.
Alright, so we just spawned here on Ragnarok. Once again, I'll try to start at quad. Okay, so quad is going to spawn here. And this sort of side of the map has the quad, and it has two yellow armors. So this can be definitely a decent side of the map to be worth controlling. And up here, one yellow armor and a shotgun. And then this little route is going to bring you to the kind of center room, which is out here, which I'll go over in a second. And then this also can drop you into the basement area, which again has a lot of stuff. And then the other yellow is here. So all this pretty close to quad, and then this is going to bring you again to the basement, and then battle suit is going to be up there. So we'll go over that in a second. But first, I want to cover the top areas first. So this is another way into central room. You see here's that lightning gun, and that's the way that I came through that top yellow armor. So this is probably one of the most important rooms on the map because it has really good access to quad. It has a route over there to battle suit. You can drop down to lower level to the basement here. It has a lightning gun. It has Mega, and it has in the next room over this red armor. Right, so there's Mega, red armor, lightning gun. You got a rocket here, and you have good access to the power-ups on this top area. So it's a really nice area to control. So this red armor room, again, we have more access down into the basement routes, and there's a jump pad here to get up. There's a 50 bubble there, which is really important for getting your health back up. And yeah, so this is going to then take us over to Battle Suit. You can usually find Battle Suit near the lava. For some reason on this map, this lava actually hurts you even when you have Battle Suit. I don't know why, but yeah, Battle Suit is there. And I'll go over the basement in a second, but I'll just show that this little route brings us back towards, this is where quad was. And here is where that lower yellow was. There's also a jump pad from this kind of lower route up here towards the quad. But you see right here, this is where Battle Suit was. So oftentimes, like let's say if you're trying to get from Battle Suit to quad, you might go here to get to quad. All right, so I think that covers most of the upper areas. So let's just go over the basement real quick. Again, there's this kind of lower way into the red armor. You can either take the stairs or you can take the risky jumps over the lava to take the jump pad to red armor. And then here's kind of the main basement room. There's a shotgun, a 50 bubble, and most importantly, this little cave has the railgun and some ammo. So railgun always really powerful in team deathmatch. So this is kind of the main prize that you get for controlling the bottom area. And then coming back up here, here's the jump pad to quad. There's the low yellow and there's the high yellow. So also one other thing I should just go over is getting through here. You have to crouch. You have to crouch to get through here. And if you like do it well, especially if you lean towards this side where it's a little bit higher, you can get through pretty quickly. If you do get stuck like this, just keep jumping and holding forward. You'll eventually get out. So just a bit of weirdness. If you get stuck on this kind of left side, just keep jumping and holding forward. You'll eventually get out of there. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Ragnarok. I'm going to move on to Limbus, which will be the next map on the list. So Limbus, again, is a map that kind of has like a high area and a low area. So I'll start with this room as it's one of the most important. It has the red armor and a rocket there. And it has this high ground here, which we call tower. So this is a nice position, again, to like spam or rail people who are trying to jump for this red armor. And this high route will bring us out towards the kind of low ground area where quad is going to be there, which we'll go there in a second. But basically, the general plan on this map is the in control team kind of has this high ground area where they're taking the red armor. And the other big item over here is the railgun. And they have some nice like places to take shots, like up in that tower area and in this window area we call window. You have a nice view on the kind of lower area. Some shards over here, railgun, that's what's important. And you'll see just a lot of fighting in this room. And there's a few different ways to get up from the basement area. But this is sort of the main area that the in-control team tries to hold. Now, looking down below, there is a decent amount of resources down here. Shotgun here on the way down, some shards, some health bubbles. This jump pad is going to bring us back up to the red armor. And down here is the Mega. Always nice. Plasma. This teleporter just brings you from here to here, so it's pretty simple, and there's a little like jump to get back up to the shotgun if you want to take the stairs up back towards red. We'll go over the quad room in a second, and then this area is the one that I was looking at, goes to right above railgun, and this is the one of the yellows with a rocket. So there's a good amount of resources on the bottom of the map. So even though the railgun is super good on this map, the team on the bottom still has a decent amount of stuff to work with. Again, this is another route that's going to bring us towards the railgun. There's a grenade launcher here, but this is going to bring us back to the railgun room. There's those shards. Here's the window onto quad. And then, all right, so last but of course not least, this is a single power-up map, so this quad room is extremely important. Typically, the team that had all the control up top is going to try to get down here and have railguns everywhere, trying to shoot you off the quad and take it for themselves. There is a shaft right here next to quad, pretty important. Some bubbles, a 50 bubble, so definitely a lot of good stuff here for scooping up to grab and hold the quad with. And one more yellow here. And then last thing, this route's pretty important. There's a shotgun here, and this teleporter just brings you straight up. And this brings you back to the tower where you can attack red armor. So this tower position is really nice. You can attack red armor and also be railing people who are at quad. on these pillars, and you have good access to even like jump towards the window and make it back to this railgun room. Alright, so that's the gist of Limbus. Let's move on to the next map, which is going to be Dreadful Place.
Vote now. Vote passed.
Alright, so I spawned right near, this is where quad is going to be. So this is an example, again, single power up map, only has quad, which is going to be right here, but there's not too many resources in this quad room. But there's only a few ways in, and they're all like big choke points, right? So like this way into quad, there's like a choke point here and a choke point here, right? This way into quad, you have to take a jump pad to get up here, which of course, you're very vulnerable on jump pads in this game. Somebody can even be hiding like here or something where you don't see them that well and they just blast you. Then there's this choke point and even this choke point to get into the quad room. The only gun up here is the shotgun. But so general strategy on this map is you want to, if you have resources like some armor, weapons, etc., you want to go to quad and try to hold this room a little bit early because there's a lot of choke points. It's really hard to take this room back because there's so many choke points to get through. But you don't want to go here too early or with no resources because there's not much here for you to pick up if you don't already have a gun. There's one shotgun over there, and that's kind of it. So let's start by going this way, and we'll take a look at the mega side of the map. There's kind of like quad is over here. There's this mega side, and there's the red armor is going to be on the other side over there. So mega is over here in this little corner. Nice thing to grab if you're like on the way to quad through the top route here. These little jump pads just send you back and forth. There's a shotgun here. That's a little low connector that'll bring you to the red armor side of the map. We'll see red up there. We'll go over that room in a second. So a good amount of health over here, actually. There's 225 bubbles, a 50 bubble there, and another 50 bubble there. So this is a, good place to try to get some of your health back. Look for health. I'll go cover this small area. This is basically the yellow and rocket launcher room over here. So this, again, a good thing to kind of grab off the back side of the map. There's a good number of spawns over here too where you'll grab this rocket or grab that yellow. And this is a connector, which is going to bring us to the red. We'll get there in a second. A little U-shaped connector. And then here, one of the other really important guns on this map, lightning gun, kind of in the middle of the map where you can grab this and you can attack towards mega, you can attack towards yellow, or you can go this way, again, another way over to attack towards red. So we saw like a couple different routes into the red armor room. I guess I'll go over that next. So this red armor room, you see it's pretty big and open, and the rail, which I guess I'm covering last, is really good here. There is a plasma for spamming there, but you got to cross like a nice wide open area to get to this red. So it is a little dangerous to try to grab. But again, there's that U connector. This is the way the lightning gun. This is that way. There was the low shards way to mega, and then this is that kind of area right below the jump pad to quad. And there's a green armor back there that you can grab sometimes. There is 150 bubble here, so this map has a decent amount of places to grab health. There's another 50 bubble here. So yeah, good amount of health to grab on this map, and then we remember this was one of the choke points getting into the quad. So then last but definitely not least, because it's really important on this map, is the railgun here. So again, like this railgun is sort of in the middle where people can be rushing you from red to try to get it, or they can be coming from the kind of mega and yellow side. So here's mega. They can be so this railgun room. It's a small room, but it's definitely a battleground to try to pick up this railgun because it's really nice for like someone's trying to get this red. You can rail them. It's good for holding down the red room if you're inside it. It's good for holding down the quad room here or here. So definitely really important on this map. So again, general strategy on this map is you want to try to hold down the quad early if you have the guns for it. Try to grab these weapons. This map's fairly small, so you can definitely wind up dying a lot. You really want to focus on timing weapons here. All right, I'm going to move on to the next map, which is going to be Hidden Fortress, which is a very commonly seen map over the years in TDM. This one also is played a little bit more commonly in free-for-all, so you might get some practice on this one playing free-for-all. All right, so I'll start here, which is sort of one of the main fighting rooms, which is the red armor room. So you see red armor is down low, and railgun is right there. And there's a teleporter, so you can just like swoop in and grab this rail and escape, and this teleporter takes you to the other side of the map. So this is a huge like battleground area to try to get this red armor and the railgun. Definitely, you know, a really like there's just so many fights and people just running with machine guns everywhere. Again, a pretty small map where you can die a lot if you don't have a weapon. There is a 50 bubble here as well, so a lot of resources kind of in this room on the map. So quad, which we just heard spawn, there's a shotgun on the way to it. It's right here. So again, if you have this high ground position in the red, you can come grab the quad fairly easily. So there's kind of three main rooms on that. There's like red armor room, there's quad sort of in sort of a connector area here, and then this room is called the canyon. And this room does not have too much in the way of resources. You can grab this yellow and this rocket on the way to other things, but you don't want to be spending too much time usually in this map. There is a teleporter exit, which I'll go over a little bit more in a second there, so you can sometimes spam that. But basically in this room, there's just a rocket, a yellow, and then just some routes to the other rooms on the map. Again, going low here, there's a 50 bubble, and we're back at red armor, which is right there. I'll cover these teleporters in a second. So then, also on this low ground down here in the basement area is the mega, and then this is the final big room of the map, which is the lightning gun room. So there's a lot of resources here. There's a lightning gun, a yellow, 5 shards. You got a 25 bubble there, 25 bubble there, shotgun here. You can attack. Again, we're back at the red armor room from here, so you can kind of attack this red armor from low, or you can come this way and attack the red armor from high. So got a lot of options here. You know, 2 pretty good guns, and you have good position to grab mega, and you have good position to attack red. And you know, you can hold this high ground, or you can be down there where you have an escape route. So really good area again to control, kind of over here. Probably a little bit secondary to red armor and railgun both being like right next to each other, but again, like probably the second most important area. And if people aren't contesting this area, you can get really stacked off all these yellow shards and mega. Okay, so then let's just go over the teleporters real quick, because they are a little bit more cross-map and confusing. So again, this one is right when you're grabbing rails, so you might want to take this one. You just jump through, grab rail. This one brings you to that canyon teleporter exit that I mentioned earlier. So I'll make my way back over there just to show it again. Again, like if you see that railgun up, you might just want to swoop in, grab it, and just go. Try to get out of there if people are attacking you, and make them have to go through a blind teleporter exit to chase you. So again, that's a really important teleporter. And then the other teleporter on this map is over here by the 50 bubble, and this one is going to bring you to the top of red armor over there. So this one brings you to a nice high ground sort of position here, and of course you can like then even chain it if you wanted to go through the other teleporter for some reason to get up there. So anyway, so this is a you know, these teleporters are a little bit more confusing on this map just because they're bringing you across the map and stuff, but you know, this map only, like I said, there's 3 main rooms: red, canyon, which isn't that doesn't have as many resources, and then the shaft, and then the other items are kind of in little connectors. Like the mega's in that little basement down there, quad is in this little connector over here. Again, really fast-paced map, a lot of you know, really easy to die a lot of times just with machine gun. So you got to focus on making sure your team's getting this railgun, getting the shaft, and again, quad. There are choke points here for holding it down. You do sometimes see people rocket jumping from up here unexpectedly, so you got to watch out for that. And then here, if you have like a railgun, this is like a prime area to slow people down who are trying to attack. But it is, unlike the Dreadful Place room, it's pretty close quarters, so like you can just get overwhelmed. You're trying to hold these choke points, but you just get overwhelmed a little bit faster than on Dreadful Place, so there's less of a going to quad crazy early. But you still want to make sure you show up to quad, of course. All right, that's it for this map, and let's go to our last one, which is Intervention. So Intervention is a tricky map to learn. I feel like it's a bit maze-like when you're first learning it. So I definitely would run around this one to try to get a feel for it. This is probably the one that took me the longest to figure out where I am. But again, there's kind of three main rooms basically. There's red armor room here. The other side over there is going to be the like the mega room or the railgun room. And then on this side of the map, there's going to be the quad. And those are sort of the three main areas. So starting with this red armor room, red armor's on a platform where there's a lot of angles on it. So if they have rails, they can rail you at it. There is a shotgun here, which is a nice gun to have, and you have a 50 bubble. So controlling this red armor is really important. Just there's a lot of resources on this side of the map. Let's start with the high ground routes first. So this route, there's a nice rocket here in this connector. This is a little perch where you can spam where the quad is, which is quite nice. And then this is going to bring us to Mega Room, and there's a rocket there. And again, here we're back at red. So this kind of whole area, you can sort of control it. And then down here is actually another important gun, which is the lightning gun, sort of lightning gun and a little bit of health and armor resources down here. Jump pad to get back up to red. So you have a decent amount of stuff here on this red armor side. You have a decent position for attacking this side, but the key thing is that the railgun is on the complete opposite side of the map. So if you let the other team have too many rails and you don't have any, then you're, they're just peak railing out of all these different, sight lines, and you're just taking tons of damage. So you want to be kind of getting both. Now there is like some jumps that, oh wow, I already messed it up. There's some jumps that you can do. They're not terribly difficult to jump and grab this rail from over there. You can actually make these jumps, a little rusty, but in one jump, but geez, maybe I can't do it anymore. You can actually make these jumps in one jump, but it's that's probably a little advanced for a lot of people. But as long as you can make this in two jumps, you'll probably be fine. Again, you can make that in one jump, or you could just go here and take this jump pad. Okay, also in the railgun room, we saw the yellow that was on that little perch right there, and there's a mega down here, which you can grab and kind of control. So now let's just talk a little bit about these like sort of back hallways, and this is what kind of makes the map a little bit confusing. There's a lot of like maze-like back hallways. So from this yellow, there's a back hallway with a shotgun. Really nice in these tight hallways, by the way, is the shotgun. 50 bubble down there, and this little hallway brings us back to the railgun. So not too complicated yet. Then there's these little downstairs area, which brings you to like another sub-level, which has a little bit of shards, a 50 bubble, some shotgun ammo. Brings us out here, and this is actually back at the mega, which we saw earlier. So not too bad over there. This way will bring us back to red armors up there. Here's the jump pad if you want to see it. And then these stairs you can walk back up to get back in the red armor room. And then this is the little jump pad to quad. And remember that perch where people will always be spamming red armor from up there. Or I'm sorry, spamming quad from up there. So I'll go over the quad room in a second. Let's see. Let me just make sure I covered all the routes in here. There's also this sort of route. You can do some jumps, by the way, on here to make it up to there. So then this is another route that is going to bring us to the quad room. So again, this is the area that I find a little bit like maze-like and twisty. Okay, now one area, so that was quad, so let's start going over this room. So there is one area back here where there's a yellow and a plasma and not much else. It's basically just a little like O-shaped like circle room. So not too complicated, but again, if you haven't seen the map before, you could definitely get confused on where you are. And then again, quad is here. We saw this little jump pad. We saw this little perch above quad. And last thing is this gives you a sight line onto red armor if they're up there. And there's actually a little movement trick you can do where if you grab this red, if you want, you can. You don't jump, but you just like run off and do like a circle run and like an air strafe and land here and come to quad from an unexpected way if you want. Although usually you probably just want this high ground that's up there, but. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. This lightning gun room, I should have mentioned, there's a route here that brings us back to the mega and the below rail, etc. And last thing is this teleporter, which I didn't go over earlier because it brings you across the map. But this teleporter is going to bring you to the other side of the map here. All right, so you're definitely out in the open here. If they have railguns, like they're just going to be shooting you. But it is a good way to kind of make a surprise attack on this side of the map potentially if they're not expecting it. You know, you can kind of come through here and then go over here to steal the yellow or steal the rail. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This map can definitely be like a standoff between the team that has rail and the team that has the red and usually the shaft. And then you kind of want to fight it out for this quad damage. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to do a really quick overview of all the maps. Probably should run around them on your own so you kind of know how to get from point A to point B, but just wanted to give a couple tips on how to get around on each map, where the really important areas are. But yeah, thanks